Okay, I'm going to be using Perplexity for this one. The last lesson in this module is summarization and condensing text. So we all know that there are sometimes we have to read a lot of stuff and it's really hard to wade through it and make heads or tails of it. So what I've done is I went through and I just went to Google Scholar and I just put in the search term ski test methods. I did not look to see if it was like human ski test methods, if it was lab-based ski test methods, if it was looking at the physics or the physiology. I didn't look at any of it, okay? I just went through and I found the first 7 things that it gave me and pretend like I'm writing a lab, not a lab report, but like some sort of technical report or a literature review or something, who knows. But so what I'm going to do, or maybe this is for work and I just have a lot of information to get through. So what you can do is I just put it all into a Word document. I copied and pasted all of it there. It's 10 pages of information on that one. And so what I'm going to do, this will be perfect for Perplexity. Actually, I didn't copy. Yeah, so copy. Okay, so now I'm going to say, please summarize and condense the pasted text according to themes and take home messages. I mean, maybe, I don't know, take home messages maybe sounds a little bit not as professional, who knows, but let's see, Grammarly is telling me to fix it to take home, dash home, and then it's telling me to capitalize that, but here we go, we're going to paste that, so we've got our pasted text right there. So you'll see paste.txt, it was not there before I pasted, but it was just, 10 pages is a little bit too much for it to just list all in one prompt. So we're going to go right here, we're summarizing, and this one is going to be pretty easy because you can just write this prompt, which is not even at all intense or anything. We'll maybe see if we can go deeper with this. So the search results primarily discuss cross-country skiing and ski mountaineering, focused on physiological aspects, training methods, and performance characteristics are the key themes. So physiological characteristics of skiers, training and performance conditions, testing and assessment, ski mountaineering, skimo, specific insights, injury and health considerations. So it gave me a nice summary of all of this. So the research emphasizes the complexity of skiing as a sport, highlighting the need for comprehensive sport-specific training approaches that address physiological strength and technical dimensions of performance. So we'll say that based on the information provided, what are the limitations of current ski methods and what are some strategies to improve them? Gaining a deeper understanding of both physiology, so strategies. So this is we're all in the same chat now, the same thread is what this one's calling it here in Perplexity. So we're going, and it does give us some questions right here that we could address, but if I'm going to be preparing this, let's say I want to go talk to the US ski team, for example, and, okay, here are 7 publications that talk about this. I don't even know what years they were written, who knows, but so I'm just saying, okay, if I want to go to a meeting and I want to feel like I know what I'm talking about, like here's a lot of information, and now I want to know like what are some limitations so I can have like a nice argument for what I'm going to be saying, and here are some strategies that I'm proposing. So you can brainstorm your strategies with AI. So the limitations: lack of sport-specific testing, inconsistent test results, limited research on female athletes, variability in skill level classification, potential data duplication, strategies for improvement, develop sport-specific ergometric protocols, standardized testing procedures, increase focus on female athletes, implement comprehensive testing batteries, including counter movement jump, broad jump, 90-second box jump, Wingate test, VO2 max assessment, flexibility tests, analyze ski equipment characteristics, integrate physiological biomedical research, integrate glycogen utilization, enhance injury prevention research. So you could just copy and paste this and take it with you to your meeting if you were supposed to come up with some really good idea. You've used this to kind of condense, to summarize, and even to help it take a few steps deeper and to help you brainstorm. So here are some questions. What are the main physiological challenges faced by skimo athletes during high intensity tests? What does the heart rate response? How does the heart rate response differ between skimo and bike tests? What role does VO2 max play in the performance of skimo athletes? How can skimo athletes optimize their training to improve VO2 max? What are the common motoric deficits identified in skimo athletes through motion analysis? So none of these things are interesting to me. I guess we lost our questions that we had up here because it's just, these are not, anyway, so you'll just change your questions. Let's say we did care about this one right here. So it's going to, what are the main physiological challenges faced by skimo athletes during high intensity tests? So it's going to break it down right there. So anyway, you can keep going deeper. That's the one thing I do like a lot about Perplexity is, I mean, we went deep. It's pasting, it just keeps citing the same thing that we have pasted, but it keeps giving you new, more and more questions you could ask, like, oh, actually, that's really interesting to me. I care about the effects of blood lactate levels on skimo performance. I mean, I don't, but maybe you do. So this is going to give you a nice little, it's a good way to learn a lot of information really quickly, a good way to summarize, a really good way to condense, and then you can go to your meetings and be really prepared.